Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Hourglass Podcast. You're joining lovely Kareen and myself, and we're going to do a little bit of a wrap up of some previous shows. We're going to we actually, I'll be honest, we came to this episode with very little planning. And so we were thinking about doing something else, but we're actually just going to wrap up some of the pro shows that have happened recently, because there's been like a million of them, and I think there's some good talking points, especially with some of these American girls going over to Europe, which is cool because, that's kind of been a big talking point recently of, the fact that they judge differently over there. And so to see some of these girls going over there and getting judged in the same way, it's pretty much a close the door type situation on all of these kind of myths and questions around the bikini criteria. Would you say, Kareen?
Yeah. I love that there's been like a lot of Euro shows straight after the Olympia as well, because I feel like, obviously Olympia is the place where the standard is set, and then seeing that carry on through and seeing American girls go over to Europe and how they stack up against those competitors. Kind of just nails the lid in the
nail
coffin.
In the coffin. Put a nail.
One of those ones.
Whack a
coffin
nail
and a nail in the lid.
Yeah.
Hit
Something
the coffin
about coffins and stuff. Yeah, I think the analogy there is you're just closing it, like, you're sealing the deal type thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we want to touch on here. It's like what we see when we see these, placings, and I think that's what they're essentially proving through this. I mean, they started that off at the Olympia. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, has the criteria changed?" And now it's like seeing Jazzy, has it been, and even Maria winning some of these shows, like really kind of just solidifies it. Not that there was any question in my mind previously, but I think for anyone watching these shows and following along, they'll start to feel a little bit more clarity. So yeah, I think that's what we want to theme this episode around. So we'll get stuck in. Actually, before we do that, any updates in your life?
In my life? Ooh, okay.
In your life. It's yours. Yeah.
Okay, well, we were just speaking before. I've got a matcha addiction at the moment.
Yeah.
That's probably be my biggest, most groundbreaking update.
What defines an addiction to you, though? I know you say that lightly, but like, what is defining this? How would you? At what point did you go, I'm addicted?
Well, it was a really slippery slope. Like, I don't know why I had this calling one day. I was like, I want to go get a matcha. Because I've been seeing everyone on this matcha train. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand the hype. And I took my first sip and I was like, wow, I still don't understand the hype. Like, what? This is disgusting. What's going on? And I've literally had one every single day since, and it's part of my routine now. And there's a cafe right across the road from me. So I go on my little walk, get my little matcha, can start my day, and it just doesn't feel right without it. So I think for me, that's that's my addiction now.
So it's at the point where you no longer factor the cost in. It's just like a must.
Yeah.
It's like a continual cost in your life. It's not something where you're like, oh, I'll probably save on that one today. It's just happening regardless.
There's no budget for it. It just happens.
Yeah. You do your budget after that cost is factored in.
Yeah, out of the equation. Otherwise, nothing too crazy. I got my new program from you. Has been very fun. That is a big thing. I've pretty much covered all the days now in it. Maybe just one I have to get around to today. But it's been really exciting. It's been so weird to feel like certain muscles hurting the day after.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, ouch. I forgot what that feels like.
How do you find the little like pre-training drills that we do?
Really good, because I know exactly what they're geared towards now as well. So I'm like really tuned into like the feeling and setting myself up right, so then that can carry into the rest of my workout. And yeah, it's just like I don't think I've ever been so motivated, which is crazy because I probably say this every time, but I really mean it. I don't think I've ever been so motivated to like grow and progress and really use this next year to morph. And I think I continue to do that every single year, but like I'm just so excited for next year.
I think that's fair. I think your motivation should grow with like almost like with the pressure, like as you develop and as you progress as a pro, your motivation should grow with that and build with that because you kind of need it. You're always going to be disciplined, but you kind of need that extra intrinsic motivation to kind of go to the next level. Otherwise, if you don't have it, it's kind of like that. That's pretty much the analogy to explain the analogy of the wolf that's hungry, or the wolf at the top of the hill is not as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. It's like that same concept. So you're climbing the hill, so it's relevant. It makes sense for you to be more motivated than ever as you get to each step. You know.
Yeah.
You don't want to fade in motivation as you get better. That doesn't make sense.
No, because it only gets harder.
Yeah.
But what about you? What's going on with your life?
I would say in a similar way, obviously not with my physique, but in a similar way, I'm on another level with motivation, drive, ambition. Like I'm looking at every little thing that I'm doing and just trying to make it better, like getting more sleep, having a routine in the morning and night, make sure I go to bed at a certain time. Just little things, like just really unraveling all of the little bits and pieces that kind of fall apart through the season, because I kind of don't really prioritize myself. And, one thing that I like to get back to is recording my time. So like using my calendar like almost like MyFitnessPal. Like if I spend some time, I record how I spent it. And if I make the plan for the day and I kind of like it's a little bit different, I record what changed and how much time I spent doing those things, so that when I look back at the week, I can kind of analyze what I'm doing and try to prioritize that time better. And I think that's something that I need to keep doing. I do it, I come back to it, but I don't stick to it through the season. And I think that it's something I need to be doing just so I can continue to progress with other things while I'm prepping athletes for shows. And I think that like that also comes with just like you, I'm also improving at what I do. Like I don't pretend to be the best, but I'm trying to be my best. And so I think that that's a big change for me, is just kind of owning that, taking responsibility for it, and just not expecting anything to change if I don't, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's going to make me a better coach. I'm already far more attentive, like just little things, little tiny things, but as we all know, little tiny things, as we know, the 1%ers stack up and make you, if you're saving little bits and pieces of energy over in little things and you combine that into your work, it just flows. So I think that's probably a big change for me recently, especially coming back from New Zealand and kind of having a bit of time off. Like all I needed was 3 days off, and I'm like, you have perspective, It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how good that is for your brain.
And energy has to ebb and flow. That's what I always find, like coming out of a season, I'm like, oh, okay, now I've got so much spare energy to put into other areas of my life and optimizing other things. Whereas, 1 week ago, most of my energy was into being like the leanest, like best, fullest athlete I could be. And now like, oh, I've got so much time to do other stuff now.
But it's cool because you quickly realize that you always have that time. All that changes is your perception of where you can spend that time. And obviously in a prep, or even for me, like when athletes are close to shows, I feel like I don't have time, even though when I look back at it, I actually have plenty of time. It's just that you convince yourself that you should be busy, and you kind of like, through that mindset, you let things drop. And I think that you're a good example of this, is like you make sure that all of the other things in your life maintain themselves pretty well. But obviously we can always be better, you know what I mean? And I think that it's a good area to kind of focus on post-show, kind of get those things spinning again, feel good, and then set some new goals. But I also think that, probably not a lot of people know this, but I lost 2 friends recently. And having that happen has kind of like, I've always kind of been aware of mortality, but I think that having that happen recently has just like really woken that up big time. So I'm very aware of the limited time we have, and I'm just so like, I'm getting this done, you know what I mean? So like every single day, like I don't go too crazy, but I'm like, how can I get closer to my goal today? Even if it's a rest, I'm like, I'm going to rest. I'm not going to like flick through Instagram and waste my time and energy. I'm going to actually rest. And I think that, trying to turn that into something positive in some way. But I definitely feel what you feel, where it's like extra motivation, drive, kind of almost like, I'm like angry motivated. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Like, on your face.
Is that a thing?
Doing everything.
You're like driving your car and you're like, I'm going to get to the gym. And then you walk through the gym and you're just like, yeah, I'm really motivated.
It's good though, it means you're like, you're navigating from like an aggressive, like,
Yeah.
masculine, get things done sort of
Yeah.
energy. Yeah, like exactly how you said, you can get so caught
Mm.
up kind of like in the mundane. Okay, wake up, do what I gotta do, go back to sleep. Like same thing happens
Yeah.
every day. But when stuff like
Yeah.
that, when losing someone close to you, things like that, it's just such a big wake up call. Like, holy moly,
Yeah.
every hour that I have on this earth is so precious. How am I
Yep.
gonna spend it, doing something that I didn't do before?
100%. And I think the other thing too is like, obviously I don't forget them, but, and people won't forget them. People that care about them won't forget them. They have a legacy, but it's like, you want to kind of make sure that what you leave behind is something that you're proud of, so that like, what you did mattered, like your existence actually made a difference. It mattered to people, and not necessarily in a like make money, get all this materialistic stuff. And like, I mean, that's a side effect of being successful, I guess, but really focusing on the reason why, and like the things that you leave behind and the impact you make in the process of becoming successful, I think is like the thing that I've really slapped myself in the face with. So yeah, anyway, let's turn this into something else. Let's not talk about that anymore.
I love that. We could yap forever. Oh my gosh. We
Yeah.
don't really plan much to talk about this episode. Give us a mic and let us be, honestly.
Yeah. So let's just go straight into what we were talking about before with the Jazzy doing the, what's it called? Prague. What was your first take on that? To be honest, I was actually at the show last year, so I kind of know the production. I know what it's like backstage. It's one of the best things. Like it is like the Olympia, it's because I was at the Olympia right before this one as well last year, and it is equal in production value. Pretty amazing backstage and everything. Yeah, they do a really good job with that one. And the Romania one as well. They do a really cool job with the both of them. What do you think
it
of?
always looks very polished.
What do you think of Jazzy going over to Europe?
I think it was a great move for her. Like, I don't know, because I guess she's already qualified for next year's Olympia, so she doesn't need to. But I think it's a great move for both her and everyone else just to see finally what US athletes look like next to Euro athletes. We can put an end to the question that keeps getting thrown around. But that's the thing, like honestly, she doesn't look out of place here in this lineup at all. It's not like spot the odd one out.
No. Yeah, I definitely think that this was not a particularly lean lineup. None of these girls were like super shred like we've seen before. I mean, last year, pretty sure Valeria won this show, so she was shredded.
Yeah.
So, I don't know whether the judges have just been kind of set like, and it could have been the fact that Jazzy was on stage, and so that just determines who then comes second, third, and fourth, etc. But even looking back through the list, like I was on NBC News, no one was really shredded that show. So it kind of like, it wasn't a very pure example of the European conditioning. Yeah, I mean, it's still good. Like, it's still showing that you can be bikini and win European shows, which is kind of been always a question in our minds.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Chat to me about first and second. We were chatting before we started this podcast how Victoria's had a lot of eyes on her recently.
Yeah. I mean, her structure is absolutely crazy. If I was a female, I'd love to look like that. Like just in general, you know what I mean? Just a glamour human. But I just feel like her shoulders are too big in the front pose, and she's lacking a little bit of balance in the legs. And when you look across to Jazzy, you don't really look anywhere. This is what we always say about bikini. You don't look anywhere in particular. She's got, that perfect hourglass structure. She's got the density in the glutes. The quads aren't striated. She's got enough density and size there to balance with the glutes. So her lower body is quite perfect proportioned. Coming up into the upper body, like not too much lats, not too much flare, not too much cap delts. Like it's a good amount of muscle in the upper body, especially when you go to the back pose. She's got that width through the scapula where she doesn't need the size in the delts, but it balances with the lower body. Same thing with the back pose, like glutes, hamstrings, and quads are all balanced. Whereas in Vic, amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, like she's incredible, but you just look at certain body parts, like you kind of look at things in particular and you don't flow around like Jazzy. And that to me is just straight up, like when that happens to me, like even third place has more of a flow in that rear pose. It just kind of looks like she's got really bubbly glutes and really like her calves are standing out to me. Kind of needs a little bit more legs to kind of fill that gap in. Her delts are ginormous. I don't know how much side raises she does, but probably she probably does all of the side raises.
All of them. The side
Yeah.
raises you could do. They look like balloons. Oh my
They're
gosh.
crazy, yeah. And that's kind of like the typical European thing. I mean, the size, and look at all these girls, like they have huge delts. Even Sarah, big delts there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of like refining. Like these other two girls just need to refine their physique more. They need to break down their training and just refine it over time. And I think that's difficult to do. I think it's a good opportunity for them to stand right next to Jazzy, because they probably wouldn't have done that before. They would never have actually stood right next to her. So it's hard to justify your feedback. Whereas now, if I was Vic, I'd be so happy with that side by side, because I'd be able to see exactly where I need to improve.
Yeah, because even at the Olympia, like they probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to get right next to like
No.
Because what did Victoria come 15th?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she would have been like obviously next to like great people, but not next to someone who's in the top 5.
And honestly, all it is like bit of fullness in the legs and just a little bit downsizing the shoulders. Like either don't pump them up, or just something like maybe there's a posing adjustment. I don't know if you can do much with that, but yeah, like some sort of down pose in the upper body, or like downsize. And then, yeah, just like bring those legs up a little bit. And then,
all right, I have a question.
Yeah,
continue.
I was just saying she's a taller girl too. I think they've shrunk her down to sit next to her. I don't know if she's actually the same height.
Yeah, her proportions look so tall. Hey.
Yeah, I think she's a fair bit
beautiful.
taller.
She's one of those girls that looks like a supermodel, but just like jacked muscles.
Yeah, it's pretty hectic, eh? The combination, like genetic lottery.
Yeah, truly. Okay, I have a question about Alison Testu.
Yeah.
Because Alison, she's one of those girls, insane physique, like insane.
Yeah.
But her placings aren't consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So chat to me about why you think she ended up 5th here.
I mean, this is probably the best she's looked in a while. It's just, again, I don't know if it's a structural thing or whether it's a posing thing, but because she's quite wide across the hips there, it makes the glutes look square. Like she doesn't have the fullness in the lower glute and the outer glute. Like she needs to really fill in the glutes, because you can see, you know how we're talking about the glute max band? Like it's literally like an oval here on both sides. Whereas if you look at Jazzy, it's like there's no clear definition between, or even Vic, there's no clear definition of where the glutes like max and mid start. But it's even more pronounced here. Like you can really see just an ovally egg shape on the glute max, and then the upper glute's quite flat, and you've got that dimple there. So it doesn't have the round bubbly pop that you need in bikini. Like even next to 6th place here. Who's 6th place? I don't know her name. Who is this?
Pat? The top?
Yeah, Pat. Yeah, Patricia.
No, Pat.
Patricia, yeah. Is she Italian, I think? Yeah, Italy. Yeah, she won the Italy one. But yeah, like great proportions, great structure. It just needs that glute to be fuller, because I personally have Patricia beating her in that pose just because of the shape, you know, the fullness of the glutes. The way that she looks is more bikini to me, whereas Alison just needs to fill those muscles in a little bit more. She needs more development there, density. Front pose, it's like, I don't know if it's just the front pose that got her through there, or whether it was actually stage presence. I mean, she looks like Patricia's not even in that pose there. But that would be the thing for me, is just not enough density, not enough bubbly pop in the glutes, and then it's really highlighted when she turns around. I'm like, look at her next to 4th. It's kind of like a big step down there in shape in the rib pose. And I think that with the structure, like she's got great structure. The structure's holding her in
because I saw
but she just needs the density and shape. I think that she's downsized a fair bit, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I saw she made a posing adjustment in her rear pose to be more internally rotated with her quads before the show. So I was wondering if that probably played into like how her So let's come up to, what have we got after this product show?
We've got Romania.
Yes.
And then we've got
East Coast.
where was it? Yeah, East Coast. Romania's pretty much, actually, was Romania first?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the East Coast from what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Where is it? There. Yeah, so Maria. Maria,
Yeah.
Ivana, Sharon, pretty interesting. They always kind of swapped around those two.
Yeah. Both dense pocket rockets. Well,
Yeah. It's kind of like hard not to pose well when you're short like that, like really short.
mm,
Like you kind of just stand there, you know what I mean? Like they're both really nailing their posing. Obviously, it's not, they're doing a great job. It's not like I'm discrediting their efforts there. It's more just like what I'm trying to say is they're effortlessly bikini, both of those girls. Like they don't really have to
they're
do
so
too much.
impressive.
Yeah, they don't really have to do much to kind of fit the criteria. You know, they just already look like, even if they just stand relaxed, they're kind of bikini. But Maria, that's probably the best I've seen her. That's pretty crazy, that rear pose.
Maria, she's really streamlined her physique. Like I used to look
Yeah.
at Maria and I was like, oh, she's kind of edging towards just like being a little muscular, maybe like in the upper body or like the wrong places. But this is definitely the best I've seen her.
Yeah.
Exactly like you said, so effortlessly bikini, and her physique's really streamlined. Like
Yeah.
top to bottom, looks beautiful.
Do you feel like Izzy's glutes have downsized a bit? Or just not full? They're not bursting today in that show? Because like even from the side profile, I feel like I've seen her more dense there. Or it could just be the lighting.
Possibly.
Or is it just because she's standing next to Maria, who's got like crazy bubbly glutes there?
I see what you mean. Like it's definitely, I don't think it's her best.
Normally she has a really deep separation between like, or not deep separation, like deep dimple. Like the dimples, like the glute dimples are really popping. Like it just looks like that TFL at side of the quad there is like quite dense and it's taking my eye away from the glute. Don't know. I don't know how much they look at that because you know even third place, what's her name, Sharon, has that as well. Like it could just be the lighting. There's a lot of density on that side of the quad there. Whereas you don't really notice that on Maria.
I could
kind
agree
of
with
there,
that.
but it's not taking a lot of attention. Like both of these girls' quads are kind of dominating that pose in a way. Even though Maria's got good quads, like big quads, like balanced quads, it's not like my eye doesn't look at that part of her leg. Whereas these two, they're kind of really bubbly in that part.
Yeah.
Sharon's rear pose is awesome.
Yeah, I
as
guess
well,
the
though. It's
battle
like
is really between
Maureen-esque, the calves.
It is. She just needs deeper separate, like more density through the lower glute, I believe, because it really does just kind of like melt in rather than pop out.
Yeah, it doesn't have projection. Yeah, it's got that Maureen-esque shape to it where it's balanced. It just needs more density, more size.
But she's got such long insertions, though, especially compared next to Maria and Ivy. It's a whole different glute shape.
Yeah, super like halfway down her leg. You can see it in the front pose. Look at that. Yeah, it's like halfway down her quad.
Yes. It's so long, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Where does it end?
What do you think about the packages? Hair, makeup, bikini?
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful in all these girls. I mean, I like Maria in the pink. I don't know if we've seen her in the pink just yet.
Nah. Not from memory.
I really like her in the pink. I think it's kind of a little trend I've been seeing. Like the girlies in red have sort of been popping out in pink at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ivy looks great in her usual red. Tan looks great. Maria, honestly, maybe she could even be slightly darker. Maybe it's just the people that she's standing next to. In that rear pose, she does look dark. Could just be lighting as well.
Yeah, it could have like rotational lights where it's like flicking around a bit. Yeah, I feel like people are getting more risky with their bikini choices as well. Like it's like
big time.
I feel like I'm seeing more colors. You know, it's not just your red and blue. Like even Sharon's bikini is like, is that the Kermit's Night Out? Looks like the Kermit's Night Out.
It always leans a little bit more towards blue.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it's like the speckly thing.
It's so
what about
pretty.
fourth, fifth? So we got Ashley, Ulia, and Ginny. Ginny looks
Ashley
pretty
looks great. I've always been a really big fan of Ash. She looks awesome. Just honestly could be tighter here. I really love her front pose.
Yeah.
I think her front pose is beautiful.
Yeah, a little bit leaner for sure. Yeah. It's just what happens is she doesn't have the size to be like softer. She needs to be harder to show the shape.
Yeah.
Especially with that top three, they're quite dense. So her front pose is like next level, and then the back's just not as dense.
Yeah, Ilya looks really good.
Yeah, and then Ginny,
super hard. Even in her real pose, you can see it.
Yeah, look at the little bit of hamstring lines there. Great balance though. Could be a little bit fuller. It's hard though because like she's quite full and a little bit soft in the front, and then the back she's like quite shredded. So that'd be possibly just a like a peak thing, I guess.
Ginny looks awesome. Like she's been having a really great season. I've been keeping up with her shows recently. She's got like a really great, great doesn't even cover it. She's got like wacky out of this world proportion.
Yeah.
Like her
Yep.
waist, I'm like, how's that physically possible? Your waist is just kind of carrying all this muscle in your frame,
Yeah.
and it looks so impressive.
I'd like to see a front pose adjustment though.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think definitely could be more glutey.
She's got the waist to be able to like stand more sort of, well, she can pretty much stand however she wants with that waist, but just like orient herself so that the quad's not on so hard. It looks like there's a lot of tension through that quad, the TFL there, and yeah, it's kind of like the dents down in the bottom there. It's like her legs are like locked out. A lot of density there.
Yeah, it's very quad focused in that front pose. But rear pose
Crazy
looks
proportions.
great.
Yeah, crazy proportions. Hair's good. Bikini's awesome. Matches her, stands out. Not too much though. Not distracting.
Her tan is also like nuts.
Yeah, she's got great skin. Great skin tone.
Like her tan, she looks like a statue. She looks like she's made of bronze.
Yeah, like zero blemishes.
Yeah.
Awesome. It makes it's a good look. That was a pretty good lineup, and really good to see Maria nailing it like that. Yeah, best I've seen her for sure. What else have we got? Is that Romania now? Oh no, that's Nutri Yummy.
Oh yeah.
Where's the Romania show?
We can talk about Nutri Yummy though. It was
yeah, let's just do that. So we got Jazzy.
I mean, yeah, quite a smaller lineup, I suppose.
So Chantel Hill and Irene, Giselle, and Esther. I don't know these girls. Esther.
Yeah, I haven't seen, I don't think, any of these girls before.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Giselle did Romania last year. I'm pretty sure she turned pro as well at the amateur show. Pretty sure she's a new pro. Giselle. Yeah, Portugal. Yeah, I remember that actually. She turned pro last year. Obviously, the lighting here is not the best because you can see, I don't know if Jazzy's off, but like the lighting does not help her at all here.
I was about to say, I don't think Jazzy looks as good as she is here.
Nah, I feel
it's still quite an easy win for her, but she just isn't popping like she usually does. It might be just lighting.
I think what it is like, I don't know if this literally the next week?
Possibly, yeah, it could be.
Or 2 weeks or something like that. If it was 2 weeks, then I'm not sure. But if it was the next week, this is what I think is when you come in bursting full like she did at those other two shows, your body accumulates that fullness. You need time to flush it out again. You need time to deplete. And then because you're basically reversing into the show to get that pop. And then if you just keep going, you start actually reversing, like you start physically reversing, like not to the fullness way, but you're actually starting to get out of shape. And so I feel like she's just spilt over here. So I don't know if because this was 2 weeks ago. And then you've got, yeah, I think it might have been 2 weeks. I don't know if Romania was between. They don't have Romania up here for some reason. But yeah, anyway, that's what I believe has happened, especially because of how full she comes in. It's not like she's got room. She's so full that, yeah, you need almost like a week or so, or sometimes even more to kind of pull it back a little bit to then reverse back into the next show. So sometimes doing so many shows like that back to back and being that crazy full, it's hard. It's hard to hold it. You're either going to be slightly flat at one or like just spilt over at the next. So I think that's, especially because she did like the Olympia, she was bursting there, and then they've done like 4 or 5 shows after that. 4 shows. So yeah, at some point you're going to have that happen. It's kind of inevitable.
They do have Romania up here, by the way. It's just a little bit later.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But anyway, so Nutrami, I mean, for me, pretty easy win for Jazzy.
Yeah. Yep.
These other girls, they look awesome. But just when you've got someone like Jazzy up there, it kind of exposes everything else going on with everyone else's physiques. I do think
just
looking at this lineup, like honestly, all of these girls, well, not all of them, but a good lot of them could like be very dangerous with just some posing adjustments.
Yeah. Just honestly, I think that's a lot of what this is. It just, even Chantel Hill is like, what the hell? That's a crazy shape. And then the rear pose looks insane, but it's just like not flowing, you know? And I don't think it's a muscularity issue. She's got tons of muscle, but yeah, just like your eyes go to certain areas. Like even just a slight internal rotation here would hide that sweep a little bit more. She doesn't need that much sweep. What would you do in that rear pose?
Okay, so for me, straight away, her rear delts aren't popping because she's
Mm,
got like her elbows pulled out a little bit,
mm,
which is stretching where like her rear delt is connecting into her triceps. So it's just, I reckon she could make that pop way more just by
mm.
bringing those hands in a little bit, pulling the elbows back slightly. I'd love to see how that looks in her shape. And then like that could even, I don't know, like I think, yeah, her lower body needs a little bit of work as well, but even just bringing a little bit more size and attention to the upper body could balance her out
Mm.
very quickly.
Your crazy quads. Oh, sorry, calves. Look at those calves. What the hell?
Yeah, that's insane.
What the heck? Huge.
But yeah,
And then the front
even
pose.
even it could be like just a bad photo of her. We don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, she might not have been fully in the pose, but I mean that pose justifies the placing out of these top three because even here she's more balanced through the lower body. Upper body's more balanced with the lower body.
Mm.
Front pose, I feel like Chantel is like more bikini, but she's just
Mm.
it's like I don't know, like there are certain areas on her that look very dense. Like that quad is hectic. So and obviously like the fact that
Well,
then
I'd
in
say
the
also. Mm.
yeah, I was gonna say the fact that in the rear
No, you go.
pose you see so much of that outer quad. You can see that like in the front,
Yeah.
it's the outer quad that's really dense. So it could just be a matter of having to bring that down or stand a little bit differently.
I'd say Ranya's rear pose is quite comparable to Jazzy's with like the lower body.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Could be a little bit fuller, but
So
she's got hamstrings lines.
yeah, even though her front pose isn't the best, like I think her rear pose really carries her there.
Yep. All right. So what are we doing next here? Is it this one? Amy's first show after our second show actually. She did the other one. She did the what's it called? But this is the second show I think she did. So Iron Games.
Mm.
So we got Amy, Evie, and what's her name? Tara.
Yeah, Tara. Wow, look at the glutes on these girls. Holy moly.
Yeah. Look at Evie. She fixed the front pose.
Yeah, it looks better. So much better.
That's what I was thinking. Like I knew I wasn't imagining things. Even that quad's less obvious there. So that's awesome.
And maybe it was just a bad photo. We don't know.
Could have been. Yeah. Always could be, yeah, for sure. I mean, how
God,
impressive
look
is
how
Amy though?
dry her
Jesus.
midsection is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amy's ridiculous. Yeah, man, you just look at Amy and you're like, that's a complete physique. Like,
That front
everything
pose is
looks
just
so
like
seamless.
that front pose gives you nightmares if you're competing against that.
Yeah, truly.
I mean, what can we say here? It's like, what would Evie need to do to beat Amy?
That's the question. I don't know. This is the thing. Like, I would say, like, just comparing, you look at these two together and you're like, okay, what's the difference between first and second? Evie's a lot more conditioned. So on paper, softening up, but then I don't think Evie looks as impressive when she's soft. It was just hard that way.
Nah, she would need more size and density to be softer.
Really?
But that's the thing, is that she won't suit it. To be soft and have a good shape, you need to be a little bit more dense. Otherwise, you're not going to have the same shape. It's gonna flatten out your shape. So yeah, and then if she's got more size, she's not going to be bikini. So it's like, so she has to be where she is. She's very refined where she is. I think if you could like literally, I don't know, obviously you can't do this, but if you could just add muscle, a little bit more glute density, and I think that rear pose would be kind of hard to get around. She's so lean. She's so lean that it doesn't have that same effect that Amy's does. Like, look at the Amy's pose. Like, it just pops out of the page.
Yeah, it's just like, it's pretty, you know? Like, I look at Amy's rear pose, like, oh, so pretty.
Yeah.
Ivy's is
And like,
beautiful as well, but it's just like harsher.
Yep. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's tough because like you don't know what they're doing to get in that condition. I've heard that she eats a lot. I've heard that she's just like a carb machine. So I would say it's relatively difficult to get her to be fuller without it being like a lot of food, which is a tough situation because you end up with a thick waist, if you eat too much. It's kind of like catch-22. Like you want to eat more food to get fuller, but you don't want to be too full that your stomach's full. I'd say that's what her issue is. And looking at that midsection, I mean, like you said, she's just so diced.
Yeah. But then we go on to third. Now Tara's rear pose is so impressive. Holy moly.
Yeah.
And love her rear pose.
And she's got great training too, for anyone listening, that wants to see someone train well, yeah, like most of her stuff's great, like really, really good, like specific and like a lot of mobility and like different angles and just pelvic control and things like that. Not just your typical hip thrusts all day long. So to get a good idea of that sort of stuff, she's a good one to watch because not many pros show really what they're doing. I don't know. Like Amy doesn't show training. Evie doesn't show training. So it's cool when you see like some of these top girls doing their training.
Yeah. Honestly, like her rear pose is like I would argue could fit into second based on the rear pose alone here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Like,
definitely
so
fuller.
impressive.
It's got that little bit of soft. There's like on that softer end, really like awesome projection, like kind of hangs with Amy, you know, in the balance. It's just that front pose that doesn't have the same effect. It's like too sharp. She's got like sharp angles, not round. Needs to round off things. Shoulders are pointy.
I think midsection, possibly. I don't know what could be done about that, but it looks a little soft compared to these two girls.
It's tough, hey. Like, look at that back shoulder too, like striations.
Yeah, I feel like it's a hard balance.
Needs to be a little bit fuller, especially if you like need that conditioning to get the glutes where they need to be, and then your midsection's a little bit behind, and then your shoulders are straight already. It's like, you know, you can't just stop. You can't just stop where you are. You need to get everything in, and then you kind of deal with it with posing, I guess. Maybe a really solid pump on the delts to get them a little bit fuller. I don't think she has too much delts, so maybe that would help soften them off a bit as well. But that rear pose, holy, amazing.
Crazy.
And the bikini color is awesome too.
Yeah. Again, we're looking at so many different colors here. Like literally not two people here have the same color.
Yeah. What do you think of Tiana?
So Tiana, look, because we saw her when she got her Olympia qualification. We talked about it. I think she looked awesome at the Olympia. That's the best she's ever looked. Here, I think she still looked better at the Olympia. So impressive though. Not to take anything away from her. She just needs time. That's it. Just like rear pose looks great. She's quite hard, but she always comes in quite hard. So I don't think we've seen her soften up too much yet. But I think she just needs more size on her front pose. What would you say?
Yep. Yeah, agreed. Little bit fuller, just so that she's not so sharp. Look, there's sort of lots of detail and lines, shoulders, like everything's like if you compare her to Amy, it's like, I mean, she's comparable, similar in upper body, but like there's just so much more going on. Like there's more detail, more lines, more anatomy. You know what I mean? I guess that's probably the best way to say it. Like you can see more anatomy. And then the front, it's like just needs so if you compare it to Amy, like Amy's got that perfect hourglass. I don't know if Tiana's perfectly in her pose there, but just needs that width, density in the glutes, a little bit softer to, you know, exactly what you said, pretty much.
Yeah. Just look at her quad in that front pose. It's like
it's
slab of meat.
she's so muscular for her age as well. Like, holy crap.
It's crazy. It's so impressive.
What was I going to say? Oh, this is the show Kat did too, by the way. Shout out to Kat.
Yeah.
She came ninth.
Hell yeah, top 10.
Looked awesome as well.
Let's go.
Pretty awesome. I don't know if I think she's doing Japan now as well.
Yeah, Japan's tomorrow, I think.
We got a couple more here. We'll come back to those. Might just talk about, so we spoke about that one.
Romania?
We'll talk about this one. Yeah. Oh, this is the Romania. Oh yeah, no, Jazzy didn't do Romania. That's right. So, I mean, you could argue that Jazzy would have won that based on the last placings. But you can kind of see here that Vic's changed her front pose a little bit, it looks like.
Maybe she's just not, like, I want to give these girls benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's just not in her front pose completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's her best pose that is being put up here. We don't even see a front pose from Actually, all of these girls, I feel like they just chose really bad photos of them.
Carrie's just doing a transition.
Carrie's just like,
did anyone say
what front pose?
Yeah. I remember seeing Carrie in person last year as well at the Romania show, and I think she did Prague as well. So dense in person, like insane density. I feel like she was better last year though. I don't know, could just be these photos, but just remember seeing her actually in person on stage. I was really, really impressed with her then. I don't know if it's just like a peak thing or whatever, but yeah, sort of like needs a little bit more pop compared to the top two. I mean, look at Alina's pop. What is that? Looks fake. Looks like a BBL.
Yeah, Alina's rear pose.
Like, what is going on? And even in the
That's
front, like
silly.
she's got so much glutes.
She does.
That's insane.
She does, but
And it's
I
like
would
perfect.
argue she could use some more size in that front pose. Again, it's a bad photo of her.
Yeah. Yes, more size in like her body, yeah. Her that rib pose though, like how that ties off is like an ideal bikini. It's not completely tied off, but it's super full.
Mm.
Awesome. But
Yeah,
front
it goes
pose
to
needs a
quads.
little bit more density, size.
Yeah, she just looks like small in her front pose,
Yeah.
you know, next to these girls.
And then we had Sarah again in fourth. I think she just got pushed down a little bit. Just she doesn't have that density, doesn't have the size. Awesome shape. I always like Sarah's shape, but just needs to. I mean, the like the fourth, fifth, and sixth all similar issues there. They all just need a little bit more. And I think
Sarah has
Rania did that last one.
crazy shape, crazy development, everything. So I think she could hit her front pose a little better. I think she could put more weight into her standing foot.
Yeah, just looks very chilled. She looks like too chilled.
You're too relaxed up there, girl.
It's like a 3 a.m. check-in chill.
That's so true. That's I think what it looks like. I think she could push it a little bit more into that glute, maybe push it a little bit more forward. I think that would literally like transform and like morph her physique completely.
Maybe she's just tired. She just woke up. Needs to go back to bed.
Maybe it's been a long week.
did like 700 shows. Sweet. All right. What do we got? I think we got one left.
Yeah, Amy's next one.
Yeah. Oh no.
Wait, hold on.
Was it?
Do they put side by sides up there?
No, I don't think so.
No, they didn't.
This is the wins again. What was it? The Central KC Pro. Anyway, easy win for her there. And then we'll talk about Maria's
I love
one.
her in blue. Hold on. Wait, backtrack. I love Amy in blue. Oh my god.
Yeah. Especially with that background.
Good. What do you
Is there a
prefer,
picture
blue
of
or red?
her? There. I think she looked insane at this show. So, I mean, this right here is like the most insane shit ever. Like, what is that? What do you mean? Like, look at the density and the fullness. And so, like, I'm biased by the physique because obviously, hang on, I think there are side by sides here. Oh no, there's Kat there.
Oh, there's a photo of Kat. Look at her. She looks so good.
There. Like, I'm biased because of how she looked, but I don't know why they put photos like this. Why are they so close? Yeah, I think that the blue is like her color, to be honest.
It looks so good. I'm like obsessed.
But that's because I liked her physique at the show. Like, I think that she looked insane. Like this right here is like, I like the photo. This right here is like what I visualize in my head when I think about density for bikini. Like this, no one else does it like she does. So like this and the conditioning of it, like how it's not overly etched, and like the it looks like she's trained legs, you know, it's so full and so bursting. It looks like she's just had a leg workout. That's kind of like in my mind, like when I visualize peaking someone, what I look for, you know, and that sort of like that level of conditioning, you can still see everything, but it's not overly detailed or etched out. It's like, you know, she's done really well at this show. So, yeah, I'm like super biased by that particular. There we go. Perfect.
I love the blue, definitely. I love it. I don't know. Like I love her in red as well, but I think what I love about it is that it's different, like so different to what she usually does, and I think that's why I love it so much.
Why can't she turn up like this at the Olympia?
Oh, I honestly, she could win.
That's insane. I mean, you'd have to obviously see them side by side, but like even here is like doesn't have that same pop. Like looks amazing, but doesn't have that same pop. And then this was just like, it's like they just like double the carbs or something. Anyway,
so insane.
Awesome. What is it?
Okay,
Pro win number 16.
Wow. Yeah. Really? That's hectic.
So we got
we've got the Atlantic Coast.
Jess,
Pro.
Julia, Cass, Britt Hamilton, and then Liliana. Is this the one that Nicole did? Yeah, Nicole did. She came 9th. Okay, so I mean,
yeah.
Weird lighting on the show.
Yeah, really weird lighting. I mean, I think it's the background actually as well. Like there's a lot going on back there.
Yeah, like you can't even see Jess there. She's like disappeared. Man, look at the density in that. Cassie's none of these poses that no one's in their pose here. So who's picking these photos?
Honestly. So Maria versus Jess. Now, Jess, again, one of the girlies I've been keeping up with. Same thing with Maria. I think she's really streamlined her physique to fit quite well into bikini because she was leaning on that overly dense, maybe overly muscular in different spots kind of physique. But now everything flows really nicely in her shape. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, unfortunately, you can't see any of it here, but here you can see it, the front pose. Just like she's, like you said, done a great job with her shape. I mean, to overcome Maria, she just needs a little bit more glutes. Looks like a little bit more glutes, a little bit more fullness. I mean, her shoulders are on par. She's quite balanced, but she just doesn't have that same. It doesn't have the same. It almost looks a little bit top heavy for me.
It's cool to see a girl with a full sleeve. I feel like I don't see that often.
Yeah. Yeah. On the other side too, it's like the non-posing side.
Yeah.
That could be something you get there, Kareen.
Sleeve. I don't have a single tattoo. Now I should go get a full sleeve.
Yeah, get a face tattoo.
Straight to it. Yeah. Don't tempt me next time you see me.
Get a 1%ers tattoo on your face.
Oh yeah. I'll get like the Olympia O on my forehead or something.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so like it's hard to compare these girls because they're not even actually in their poses, so I can't really like say anything about the top two there. But it does look like when you go down from third, fourth, fifth, there's just little bits and pieces that aren't like there's a lot of sort of imbalances there, and so I mean I can't even say that about this girl here because she's not actually in the rear pose, but the front, like looking at the quad in comparison to the glute, whereas here it's like I don't think we spoke about Brit yet. What do you think about Brit's front pose there? Could we change that a little bit?
It's actually hard to see. You're so right. The lighting is really strange.
I feel like she's got that little bit wider ribcage, so I think she's doing a really good job with her shape there. But it's hard because of the lighting. It's hard to say whether it's like over exaggerating certain areas because there's a lot of shine on her glute and not much going on up here. So it could just literally be the lighting. That's happening to all these girls though. It kind of distracts you a little bit, like this lower body dominant lighting.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, Brit looks really great. I mean,
fourth place.
Great structure, great rear pose. It's just when you compare her to like first and second stuff, it's a little bit like it's missing certain pieces. Like when I look at the glute, they're like you could just add a little bit of tissue to make them a little bit more round and bubbly.
Yep, the tie-in on that right side's like quite like flat, almost looks flat. That kind of doesn't like hold its fullness. But again, it could be the lighting. Like this, we could be way off here with this. I don't even want to say much because I'm not confident with what I'm seeing. The lighting's a bit.
Yeah, actually,
like everyone's midsections look soft as and like way off.
Look warped. Yeah, I agree.
Like Maria's, like what has Maria suddenly got like huge obliques or something? What's going on?
Suddenly standing front on.
Yeah, what's that? What is this? What is this chunk of? What is this eye fillet? Yeah, well, we won't say much about that. I mean, if I just go off this lighting, it's like definitely not Maria's best, but yeah, it's hard. I don't even know. I wouldn't be able to give feedback on this lighting, to be honest.
Yeah, who knows? It could have been her best. We'll never know.
Yeah, no one will ever know, ever. Maria, if you ever listen to this podcast, let us know what the feedback was.
And come on the podcast while we're here.
And come on the podcast. Yeah, come on the podcast and help us understand the feedback from this show.
Speak your truth, girl. Alrighty, well, that's pretty much brought us up to speed for the most part.
Yeah, I think we got like a couple more till the end of the year, like maybe 2. 3 or 2 or 3. But yeah, look, huge year. And now that we've got that different qualifying thing, you're seeing obviously more repetitive shows, like girls doing more shows, like doing back-to-back shows, traveling around more. Everyone's kind of turning it up. Like, I mean, everyone that's won a pro show so far has looked insane. So there's not been someone who's kind of like won easily, like overly too easily or something like that. But like everyone's kind of been their best winning a show, which is pretty cool. And random little shows too. I mean, some of these shows are like pretty small shows.
Yeah, that's right. I do feel like with the new system, we're not seeing that kind of like sneaky, this show's pretty small, like I've got a good chance here, I'll just go and win that. Like it's been very quality competitors.
That was the lighting, the weird show lighting.
It's almost like side lit or something.
Yeah. I don't like it at all. This is kind of what, like, yeah. Anyway, we'll leave that alone, hey? All right, guys, thanks for listening. We're obviously going to try and do this weekly. That's the goal at this point. So stay tuned. Please like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave a comment. If you're listening and you like what you're listening to, tag us, post it and tag us and help us grow the show, because we want to try and get some, more pros on the show, do some interviews and stuff, and just kind of grow the show a little bit. So if you have any ideas for what you want to hear, let us know as well. We're open to ideas. We love just hearing from you guys in general. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening. Okay, show's over. See you guys.
See ya.
All right, talk soon, guys. Bye.